EPAWA meteorologist Bobby Martich here with your outlook for October 13th, 2020. For your Tuesday, the same system that was affecting us yesterday, some more than others, will be moving away from the region this morning, so there could be some leftover showers very early this morning, and then again in parts of north-central Pennsylvania as that moves eastward before noon. You could have another round of showers for mainly our northern areas cutting across northeast PA. Again, that's going to be generally before noon where that occurs. And then once that pulls through here, we're going to have clouds give way to sun very late in the day. Probably going to be like mid to late afternoon that you could start seeing some breaks in some areas. And then, as we head toward early evening, you'll finally get a sunset out of it, it looks like, for some of you. But this will be pulling into New England today. Here's the NAM high-res future simulated radar starting off at 6 a.m. And you have some spotty showers here still hanging around. There wasn't a lot of precipitation in the interior locations. And the majority of that was kind of where we thought it was going to be, just right down in here. This is where the areas where that really had noteworthy rainfall. Further in the interior, though, a couple places here got over a half inch, between a half inch and 3/4. But I mean, it wasn't really overly nothing like it looked like a few days ago. And we talked about that in yesterday's video too, and that kind of came to fruition today, where it was really concentrated down here farther south and east, where as far as the heavier amounts of rain were concerned. But a few leftover showers here just will be hanging around very early in the morning. This is looking at 6 a.m. We have a frontal boundary out here that's going to be moving eastward, but it's going to be losing steam as it does so. So the push of the rain that's associated with it as the first batch moves out will be dying along this frontal boundary as it moves eastward. And you can see a few showers may be getting in here with a what's left of it here into parts of central Pennsylvania. Then it kind of dissipates after that as it moves through northeast PA, but a few spotty showers could occur up to about noon or thereabout. And then once that moves through, we're going to have clouds giving way to sun, but it's going to be taking its time to doing so. It's probably going to be more like mid to late afternoon where you start to see the breaks of sun, and then, for most areas, and then some will hold on actually into early evening until you get those showers right before sunset, or the sun, I should say, right before sunset. After that system leaves, we're going to remain on the mild side, and actually today's going to be a little bit milder compared to yesterday. Yesterday was only getting, in the 50s in most locations, lower 50s, in fact, in most areas. And then we had, today's going to be back near average with temperatures in the mid to upper 60s. So it'll feel a lot warmer today, but this is just back to near average. And then we're going to actually head to slightly above average as we get to both Wednesday and Thursday with mostly sunny skies expected on both days. So a couple nice days there, 70, 72-ish or thereabout. Maybe even get up to 75 here by the time we get to Thursday in the far southeastern areas. But that's going to be short-lived. That's that mild stretch. This is all ahead of this cold front coming at us. And this cold front will bring some scattered showers, it looks like, during the day here on Friday for at least our eastern areas. Now, we're going to have to watch this because this is on the lead of a trough. And sometimes when you have these big troughs like this digging, and you get some energy that can ride along that frontal boundary. So you get a little low pressure moving along the boundary, at least shown here by the European model, which could give us some good, decent amounts of rain here for far eastern Pennsylvania and parts of New Jersey and Delaware, as shown here as we get into later Friday and Friday evening. And you can see that once we get into Friday evening, you can see that it's just basically lighter rain in the interior. It's just showery stuff, but the heavier concentration of rain, it goes right across New Jersey, and Delaware, eastern shore of Maryland, and also clips extreme southeastern Pennsylvania here. So we'll keep an eye on that closely. And there's a low pressure here that is forming along this boundary. It's an elongated low and a very weak low, but it's just enough that it enhances rainfall along that boundary as it moves off to the east. And then that trough is going to settle in here on Saturday. So Saturday is looking like a morning clouds giving way to sun kind of day, but we're looking at high temperatures here on Saturday, only getting into the 50s. You get this big trough settling in here, so high temperatures will be in the 50s in most locations with that cooler air plunge as that trough dives in. And then on Sunday, we're back to partly to mostly sunny skies. Same thing here for Monday, but we're looking at maybe a couple degrees warmer here, maybe near the 60-degree mark, either side of 60 degrees on Sunday, and then in the middle 60s by the time we get to Monday. Still partly to mostly sunny skies, but you're getting a warm up a little bit, winds turning to the south ahead of this next system, which is another reinforcing front. And if you look off to our north, there's another trough sitting up here behind this one that's going to be diving down behind that frontal boundary. So as we head to the latter part of next week, we're going to go right back to cooler temperatures once again once that front moves through. I'm EPAWA meteorologist Bobby Martich. That is your outlook for October 13th, 2020. Have a great Tuesday.